Hey everybody, it's Jim. It's what is it? It's the 29th of March. I just got back from vacation and now I'm out of town again. So sort of a strange set of times and sort of a strange couple of weeks. We were down in Florida last week. Let me go ahead and put the link in the chat. Here we go. The Matrix is wondering if it's any different live stream versus in YouTube versus Facebook. I believe it's all the same. So it's just me and my thoughts trying to answer some immigration questions. I was off all last week. I missed you guys. I missed doing the show. I'm now out of town once again, and in a few weeks I'll be able to share with you why that is. If you have questions or want to join the show, come on in. I know this is a pop-up episode because I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow. So we'll probably get some people who've been trying to get on, or this is not a usual time for us. Here's the link. All right, looks like we got some people in the room already. Let's go to Murdad. Hi, Murdad.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, thank you so much. I petitioned my wife in 2017, and the interview was done in Christmas 2019.
In Pakistan?
No, in Turkey, actually.
Turkey? Okay.
In Turkey. And then her visa was refused under 221G, which is basically admin processing.
Yep.
And then the last update was just maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Again refused under 221G, but suddenly we received an email from embassy that says please fill out DS 5535 immediately and send it back to us. So what do you think the next step is? I know it's progressing, but
had anything been submitted between the two admin processing 221Gs?
I think I just update the DS260 also.
And how did you know to update the DS260? Is that
so? I suddenly logged in and I noticed it's reopened. The status was reopened. So I just update whatever it was blank, and then I believe after that we received that email that DS5535 needs to be filled out.
It sounds like things are moving. So I mean, you've waited a really long time. I would have sued them last year if I were you. But with things moving right now, I would say that I'd give them 6 weeks and see what happens. I'd also send them an email and say, hey, I noticed that well, I guess when you submit the 5535, you could say, I noticed you reopened the DS260 and here's my 5535 for my spouse. Do you think that something's going to happen soon? And then wait and hear what they say.
So you think I need to email them? Last time I emailed them, I didn't see any response from them.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so it's a good news.
Yeah, good news.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, Murdad. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Noah. Hi, Noah.
Hi, how you doing, Jim?
Good. How are you, sir?
Very good, thank you. I want to ask a question about my asylum case. So I submitted with my wife and kid for over almost 5 years now, but I haven't had anything. And we tried to schedule to ask for a closer date. I don't know how the process goes, but like you request for a close date or to be slotted when a space is being available, but none of it is being granted. So I was being advised, or I read online that there are other processes that you could go about it, like talk to the maybe to the county or something. I forgot about it. Maybe the Congress people, maybe they could help with it. But I haven't been able to take that step yet because of the new administration that just comes in. So my question is it possible that the date or the request wasn't granted because uh, we are on like what is it called, support? Because we do take government support. So would that be why you think it's taking forever, or it's just the normal process?
Which asylum office has jurisdiction over your case?
It's the one in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here are my thoughts, Noah. I I sue them a lot for delays and things, but I haven't been suing them for asylum delays. And I mean, obviously you've waited a really long time and way too long for your asylum interview. But if I were you, I would want my asylum interview to be sort of towards the end of the year. I wouldn't want it to be now. Right now, all the Trump approaches to asylum are still in place, as far as I know. They haven't put asylum back the way that it used to be and the way that it's supposed to be. So if I were you, I would sit tight until December. And then if you want to get your asylum case moving, then check in with me. I can get you an interview in 2 or 3 months if we sue them. That everything else is sort of wasted time. But I wouldn't be in a hurry right now to get an interview on an asylum case. I'd rather my case go until 2022 for my interview.
Okay. So you think if we or you believe, if possible, I waited till the end of the year and get in touch with you, we could get the date as soon as possible, right?
I think that it's going to take at least a year for the Biden influence to reach its way into asylum, if that makes sense. It took Trump about a year to get his evil stuff going. So there's a lot of smart people at USCIS, but here's the thing. I don't think they even have a director yet, right? As far as I know, they haven't named a USCIS director yet. So it's going to take a while for things to get back to normal there. So I wouldn't be in any hurry to have my asylum interview anytime soon.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but if I reach out to you maybe by next year, then we
Yeah.
might get a date in 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, when we sue them, we usually get an interview in about 2 or 3 months.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, man. All right, that was Noah wondering where his asylum case is. Hi, Monique. You're on mute, my friend.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have a quick question. I recently submitted my paperwork. I'm married to a U.S. Citizen to get my green card. However, I started working back in last year of July just to help my husband with stuff because after the COVID, things got rough and I started working. I did place that information on my paperwork that I was working because I didn't want to lie.
Good.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking if that will like affect my paperwork in any way at all.
And your husband's a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So here's the great thing, Monique. You did the exact right thing. You told them the truth about your work.
Yes.
Okay. So, what is your current immigration status? Do you have status? Are you overstayed a visa or what?
Well, I overstayed a H-2B visa. Yes.
Okay. So if you overstay a visa and continue working or get a new job and work, if you work when you're out of status, if you then marry a U.S. citizen and apply for a green card, any work that you weren't supposed to do and any overstay is forgiven. Those are the two great things about marrying a U.S. citizen. That's also why they look at marriage cases really harshly for fraud, right? So as long as it's a real marriage, your work without permission and your overstay will be forgiven. But if you had lied about it, they could have denied you for being a liar, or they could have made you file a waiver. So you did the exact right thing by telling them the truth about your work, and obviously they know you overstayed.
Right. Yes. The only thing is, we live in Florida, and the work that I got, which is the only work I work through a agency here, but it's in Colorado. I'm not sure if that will be an issue, but that's the only work I could have gotten in that time, and it's in a hotel during the COVID time.
So are you worried about that because you're living apart from your husband, or because it's a Colorado
Yes.
employer?
No, because I'm kind of living apart from my husband, which I go back every now and then to visit and so forth.
Okay, so that's a whole different issue. That doesn't have anything to do with working without permission. That has more to do with how do I demonstrate that the marriage is real.
Understand? Yes,
So when you filed, you used your Florida address.
I do. Yeah.
And so what would happen if USCIS knocked on your door tomorrow, or your husband's door, and said, "Hey, where's Monique?"
Hmm.
What would happen?
I wouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's bad news, because they come at like 5 a.m. and they wake up your husband and he's all like, "What the heck?" And then they ask, "Can we look around?" And he goes, "Yeah, they can look around." And they say, "Where's Monique's stuff?" "Oh, that's with her. She's in Colorado."
Well, all my stuff is there. It's just that I'm not there physically right now.
And so when did you file?
About like a week ago.
Oh, well, what's the plan? What's the plan long term? Like, how often are you going to? I mean, number one, you need to keep track of all your trips back and forth. Like, you need to keep a diary. You need to make sure all the dates that you went, and you need to explain. I had a few days off, so I went back to Florida. I had a few days off, or he came to see me in Colorado.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I would say, like, first of all, in Florida, they're real hardcore, so you don't want to mess around with this stuff, right? So my vote is find another job somewhere else in Florida. Be with your spouse.
Okay.
The time to make money and worry about income. I mean, I know everyone's got to pay their bills and everything,
Right.
but you sort of have to ask yourself: do I want to make bank, or do I want to get this case approved? Right now, to me, your number one priority as someone who's out of status and who's worked without permission is to get my marriage case as strong as possible. So if I had a magic wand and I said I'm going to make Monique do what I want to do so I can get the case approved, I'd make you stay in Florida,
Okay. Got
because
it.
they don't mess around in Florida. They're hardcore.
Oh wow. Okay.
Where in Florida are you?
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Tampa. Not nice.
Okay. So I think it's time for me to leave, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'll do just that. Thank you so much.
All right. Good luck. We'll
All
see
right.
ya.
Thank you.
A lot of good questions. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Mustafa. Hi, Mustafa.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I hope you had a good vacation time. It's good to have always good time off.
I did have a good vacation time.
That's great. All right. So, just I have a couple of questions. Actually, I have many scenarios that's going on with me, but I think I spoke to you a month ago, and I'm currently going through my N400 for naturalization, and I'm guessing my service center is actually Buffalo, New York. However, I applied in June 2020, and I never got biometric.
You mean your field office is Buffalo?
Yes, exactly. My field office is in Buffalo, yep. And I never got the biometric. I spoke to them actually today, and I tried to understand, is there anything wrong with my case for just like the delay of being biometrics? They said it's currently at the NBC, and then it's not been scheduled for biometric yet. Then they said that they're gonna do a service request on my case. I'm not sure. Is this normal that it takes that time for like the biometric to be done?
When did you file?
June 2020.
Oh, and what did they say when they didn't say anything about the biometrics?
They told me like it's in the queue for like to be scheduled for biometrics.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing delays of 8 months for biometrics. So I don't know. You're probably past.
When I look at the tools that they have on their website, they say it takes about 6.5 to 12.5 months for Buffalo field office. But I'm not sure. I feel like I'm gonna have to call every time just to follow up on my case, at least to be pushed for biometrics, because without the biometrics, I'm not getting any interview opportunity soon.
That's true.
Yep. So my other thing is actually I got married in February the 22nd. I'm originally from Egypt, and I had to fly back to get my wedding and everything and my honeymoon. And we did file our I-130 March 15th. I received the notice.
Spouse of an LPR.
Was that?
As the spouse, she's the spouse of an LPR.
Correct. That's correct. And we received the receipt notice on March 15th. Actually, the next day, right after, right away. And they showed in the online account that it's being processed at Nebraska Service Center. However, when I read all this stuff on the social media, they say sometimes it's not at that what they say. So I had to call, and they said it's actually at Vermont Service Center, which is, I think, for LPR, it takes shorter time to be processed, still like 19 to 24 months. And for US citizen, it takes about even more time. My question is, hopefully after I obtain my citizenship, should I change my petition for the I-130 from LPR to US citizen, or just hold until it goes to the NVC?
Whenever you become a citizen, notify them.
Whenever I come.
Whenever you become a citizen, you follow up wherever the case is at and you notify them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just one last thing. So my wife, she applied in October 2020 for a tourist visa before we getting married or anything. So after we got married, I told her that you have to notify them that your status had changed now. So she emailed the embassy in Cairo. She did told them that now her status has changed from single to married to an LPR for US. They sent her an email. They told her that she has to file a new DS 160, I think, and she has to bring it with her to the visa. I'm not sure if they're gonna accept her or reject, but I think it's good that she had informed them, because they're gonna say that she has immigrant intent. However, we did file the immigration, but she's not gonna come to US through the tourist visa. She's just gonna visit me and then go back. This is the question: you think?
So I wouldn't have notified them if people got married.
You wouldn't have not notified them,
Mm-hmm.
but the most probably they're gonna know already.
There's no rule that says you have to notify them after you get the visa.
Okay. Right. But when she goes to the interview, she should have told them that she's married, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
That's all. I just want to know for my naturalization. Hopefully, it goes faster than this. I'm not sure. It seems like so many people get rescheduled fast and some a little bit slower. So hopefully I get speeded up. I hope so.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
See ya. All right, let's go to Julia. Hi, Julia.
Hi, thank you very much.
How you doing?
Sorry, I have some noise. I hope it's not bothering. Okay, so let me give you some background. I am currently waiting response on an I-212. I am currently inadmissible for the presumption of immigrant intent. Okay.
Yep.
I also have an MVC case pending because my husband is a legal permanent resident and I already got my I-130 approved.
Mm-hmm.
The question that I also have an L1B visa appointment in a couple of weeks. I got petitioned by my company to transfer and work in the US. The question is, should I go to this L1B visa interview before I get resolution on the I-212, or would that serve any purpose, or is it better to wait until I get resolution on the I-212?
Julia, this is something that's way too complicated for you and I to talk about on this call, just because I would need to see all the paperwork. I'd need a whole timeline. I need to know everything about your case before I could give you advice either way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm great at giving like general background information on the calls, but I can't go into a case like that because that's a real pattern that I need to nail down and make sure that I understand everything.
Okay. I already contacted your team for a consultation. I'm waiting response on time and availability and.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they'll get back to you. They'll get back to you. When did you call? Today?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll get back to you probably tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Julia. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go to Raul. What do you say,
Hey,
Raul?
Jim.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, man.
All right, so I am in the F2B category, and I am waiting for my visa priority date to be current. I think right now it's about 3 weeks away, so it's June 29, 2016.
That's good.
So my mother who petitioned me has her citizenship interview April 29th. So my question is, I haven't sent my 485 yet. Can I request to retain my visa category before sending the 485, or is it after she naturalizes?
You're inside the United States?
Yes,
What's your current status?
I have TPS. I was lawfully admitted. I came on an airplane.
Okay, but does that, I don't know, are you eligible to adjust as the adult child of a citizen who overstayed their visa but has TPS? I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I'm not sure that you are eligible to adjust because you're not an immediate relative. And I don't know if TPS serves as a bridge between, did you get your TPS before your visa ran out or after, before your 6 months or after?
I think it was after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, just like that lady I just talked to, I would need to get a whole timeline and look at everything, but I think that you might have a problem because you're not the immediate relative of a U.S. citizen, so that means your overstay isn't necessarily forgiven and you might be inadmissible.
Okay, so in that case, would I have to like wait one? I don't know the exact rules. Is it a year or 3 years?
Well, you know, I would need to do some checking on that myself, Raul. I think that you would be inadmissible. You'd probably be eligible for a hardship waiver, but I'd want to make sure before I told you that for sure. So again, I'm just not sure because I know the TPS is generally not, they let you stay here, but it's not status for purposes of adjustment.
Okay.
So I can't tell you everything right now just because I don't know.
All right, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so if you just want to email the office or call us, and they can do some checking, and we can try to get you an answer.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Bye, Raul. See you, buddy.
Bye. Bye.
All right, let's go to Adrian. Hey, Adrian.
Hello, Mr. Hackett. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm calling because I've been back and forth with the embassy and the National Visa Center for a couple of months now. I received my National Notice of Action 1, November the 6th of 2019. It was for my fiance. The case got transferred to the National Visa Center. In about 3 weeks, it's been there for a whole year. I've been contacting National Visa Center, calling them every other night, and they finally told me that, my case is ready. It's just in there. It's just waiting to be transferred over to the embassy in my fiance's country.
Which is what?
Ghana. And so they told me if I have any additional questions to contact the embassy directly. So I've emailed the embassy several times, and they keep telling me that, we don't have your case yet. It's still at National Visa Center. Contact them to get any further assistance. Right now, I'm at a standstill because I don't know what to do, because the National Visa Center did tell me that as soon as the embassy in Ghana requests the K1 visas for the K1 files, mine would be the first one to go over. Do you think it's too early to file a lawsuit at this point?
So, first of all, there's no question that USCIS has approved the case. That's not in dispute, right?
No, it's been approved.
So the only thing that's in dispute is whether the NVC has the file or the embassy has the file.
The National Visa Center has the file. They're just waiting. They haven't sent it to the embassy yet.
And when you check with Ghana, they say, yeah, we don't have it. It's still at NVC.
Right.
And USCIS approved it almost a year. You said like 3 weeks from a year ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you've waited long enough. I would sue them. whenever lawsuits are great for when you have different parts of the same agency saying we don't have it, we don't know what to do, we don't know where that file is. That's a good time to sue.
Right, because it's just kind of like being one wants to answer, and I'm going back and forth, between the National Visa Center and the embassy, and it's like, well, we're not going to answer your question. Kick it back to the NBC, and then NBC says, hey, you know what? There's nothing else we can do. Contact the embassy.
Yeah,
so
that's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm sorry you're going through that.
I'm hoping it's going to get resolved. I'm really just waiting on the paperwork now from your office to go ahead and submit the paperwork back and the payment. So I just wanted to be sure, because the first time I called, I was told to just wait a little while because it hadn't.
Well, we were giving them a little bit of a pass because of COVID and everything, but now we're sort of done with that. So I mean, don't forget, how long was your case pending at USCIS?
6 months.
Well, so that's not bad. But so you've been waiting like a year and a half for him to come, and a year of it. Yeah.
Yes.
So the good thing is now we're only suing. We used to do the lawsuits where we sued all of them, but now we're doing either USCIS or the State Department. So here it's clearly stuck at the State Department. So I think that'll help us when we sue them.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Adrian. Okay. Have a good night. Yep. Bye-bye. All right. That was Adrian. Let's go to Timothy.
Oh, hey, Mr. Hacking. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So this is a platform where I can just ask questions about some of the troubles I'm having with USCIS.
Well, we try to keep it a little bit general, but yeah, you can ask questions about whatever you want.
Okay, so me and my fiance, we filed a K-1 visa. We sent it back in June, and it was received in July. So on the 23rd, we received an RFE. I guess we had missed the question about IMB. Now, we had met on like a dating app, but it wasn't classified as an IMB. So they sent us it in the mail, and we got it on the 28th, and we sent it back on March 1st. And the single question RFE is just sitting on their desk. Now, I know they claim they give us up to 60 days to respond to it, but we're just getting a little frustrated because some of the support groups that I chat with, some of them are sending them in after us, the same exact RFE, and they're just being approved within 5, 6, 7 days. So I'm just curious, is the fact that ours is taking longer than a lot of these other ones is any cause to worry?
Okay, so just for the people that don't know, do you want to explain what an IMB is?
From what I understood and did through research, an IMB is like a dating service for people who want to marry people outside the United States. It's for profit, and you pay for it. And we had met on one of those like free apps on the phone. It was during one of my tours during my tour to Korea. So we actually met in the same country over an app like that.
So your answer to the question whether you'd use an international marriage broker was no, and you just left it blank when you submitted the first time.
Allegedly. Now, I know I checked it over 100 times, and I know there's no way to actually access the paperwork that I sent them. And even so, I know it probably wouldn't help much, but we still put NA for everything else. Like, what was the name of the IMB? NA. Terms of service. Everything else, we answered it as if it was no.
Did you file online or did you file on paper?
On paper.
And you didn't keep a copy?
I keep a copy of everything, but I believe there had been, like, I had probably printed out another page, like I messed up a signature or messed up an address. So yeah. If that had happened, it was probably during that process.
Got it. So, and when did you submit the RFE response?
We were notified through the app on the 23rd of February. We received it on the mail on the 27th, which was a Saturday. We 2-day mailed it back to California from Maryland, and it was received on the 1st. And we're constantly checking the app, and 28 days right now it's been sitting there. So it's close. It's just the concern I have right now is that we are seeing other cases, and I watch your videos. They're very helpful, so thank you for that. And I know a lot of them are like, don't look at processing times, stay calm. So I have been listening to you. I guess it's just gauging based on others is what's getting us worried right now.
Yeah, I think you're okay. Just try to wait a few more weeks. I bet it'll be the next 2 weeks or so.
All right. Excellent. Appreciated. You're a professional. I thank you for everything you do for all of us. And, it's going to make the day when she gets here that much sweeter.
Thank you for your service to our country, Timothy.
Thank you, sir.
See you, brother. All right, that was Timothy. He's had it with those stupid RFEs. Let's go see what Rudolph has to say. Oh, where'd he go? Rudolph? Frozen. All right, let's go to Ram. Hi, Ram.
Yeah. Hi, Jim. How are you doing? I'm going well, thanks. Jim, I think we already had a chat also on the Facebook group, and I also contacted your team also. You remember it was about getting a 10 years green card after 1 year and 11 months of marriage?
Brother, I talk to about 100 people a week, so I don't remember who I talked to last.
Okay, so actually I married my green card holder wife in 2017, and in 2019 I got 10 years green card after 1 year and 11 months of marriage, rather than getting a conditional green card of 2 years. So now once I file the naturalization in 2024, they will say, why didn't you file the ROC? So I know you already told me that you need not to file I-90, rather get in touch with my team and file the I-751 ROC, because obviously I got the green card before 2 years, and by mistake it is a 10 years green card. But I'm wondering, when you say no need to file I-90, isn't it like I should send my green card by, we will have to send the green card by filing the I-90. Otherwise they will, if they receive only the removal of conditions, they will say, oh, your green card is already valid for 10 years. Why you are filing a removal of conditions? So I'm just wanting to know whether green cards need to be sent back with the ROC, or no need of that. I can keep it, and filing of ROC can still happen.
You make a good point. I think I would go ahead and do the I-90. I wouldn't pay the filing fee because it was their mistake. So I would do the I-90 and I would do the 751.
Okay.
And what I would do is I would do the I-90, then I'd get that receipt notice, and then I'd file the 751 and I'd attach the receipt notice and give them a letter explaining what happened.
So basically I'll get in touch with your team. But you are saying correctly that that green card which I'm holding right now, it will have to be sent back, right?
Yeah, but you don't send it back with the initial application. And when they're all done processing it, they'll send you a request for evidence. You send it to them, and then they send you the new green card right at the end.
Okay.
That way you're not without it.
Okay. Excellent. Got the point.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Have a good night.
Thank
you. All right. All right. Let's go to Rudolph. Rudolph, are you there? There's Rudolph.
Hey, how you doing, Kim?
Good.
Jim?
How you doing? That's me.
All right, let me pull up. How you doing?
Good. I like your glasses.
Thank you, sir. So, I won't waste much of your time. So, I filed a marriage-based application. My wife did on my behalf, and so when we did it, went for the first interview. We did the second interview, and I got my 2 years green card. Then when I applied to remove the conditions, that is, they said 90 days before that time, before the expiration date, I did submit at least 25 pieces of evidence with what they had before, which I did, like from when my marriage started in 2016 to I just summed up everything till 2020, and I sent it to them.
They don't want any of the old stuff. They just want the new stuff.
Well, I mean, they're like paperwork, so I gave it to them though. But
so you did send in new evidence.
Yes, I did. I did send in new evidence from 2018 to 2020.
Okay.
Yes, because my green card did expired August 2020, and I did that sometime earlier before the deadline. So 3 weeks ago, I got a letter from USCIS. They were like, hey, Rudolph, they messed up my file with somebody else's file. They were like, hey, you told us you're married to, because my wife is green. And they were like, hey, you say you're married to green. You're not married to green. You're married to, they gave a guy's name, Peck. They said you were married to Peck. You guys have been to Colorado. You guys have been to Mexico a couple of times. They say, I like that I came here in 2016, but they have evidences that show that I came here in 2007. Then they say I had an attorney on record, which I did not have. They said the two people who had an affidavit on my case, they have contradicting stories. They said I signed a leasing agreement in 2014, but I came here in 2006. So, and then they say I don't live in Texas because I live in Dallas, Texas. They were like, you don't live in Texas. We'll find out you live in California. I mean, actually, it was an intent to deny.
And the address in the letter, was it to you or was it to somebody else?
It was to me. It was addressed to me.
So it said Rudolph Smith with your address.
Yes.
And then it said, "Dear Mr. Smith." And did it
Yeah.
have your right? Did it have your right case number on it or wrong case number on it?
They had the right case number on it. I looked at it.
And then everything was about some other person. It was all about
Yes.
Jim Packey. It wasn't about Rudolph.
Yeah, it was about somebody else.
About Mr. Peck.
Yeah, about not Mr. Peck. I don't even know who Peck is. Yeah. I mean, then they gave me. I've been trying to get hold of you guys for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. I had a deadline for the 24th to respond, which I did, and in my response was maybe they mixed something somewhere. I did put all the necessary backing documents to show when I entered into this country. And who I'm married to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they said I don't live in Texas. I live in California. So I showed them. I did submit a copy of my lease, which I did. Then a photocopy of a copy of my ID card with that of my wife, my driver's license with that of my wife, showing the various addresses we have lived in.
Yeah.
So my question is, from your experience, what happens in such a situation?
Well, that kind of stuff happens more than you would think. We've gotten denial notices for other lawyers, but that's because we're a law office. But the one thing that I would have done maybe differently. To me, the fact that they've sent you this tells me that they wanted to send you something, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes.
So I would probably call the 1-800 number and tell them everything you just told me, and then say, is there something else that I'm supposed to be responding to? Or what I'm worried about more is what you didn't get, not what you did get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you might want to have us or somebody else send them. Did you keep a copy of what you just sent them, Rudolph?
Yes, I did.
And did you keep proof that you sent it? Like, did you send it by Federal Express or something?
Yes, Federal Express. Yeah.
Good. So just sit tight and see what happens. We could enter and try to. I think it'd be worth a call to the 1-800 number and try to find out, what's going on with your case.
Okay. Because it was something very, very absurd. Like, I was surprised. They got me like, "Oh, you're telling." Not the exact words, but you say, "Hey, you're telling a lie. You came into this country this year, man. You can't." 2016. I was somewhere else in 2016. 2014, and 2007. I was still in Africa. So I was a little bit surprised when they were like, they didn't just spell it out; they put it in bold,
The other thing I would do, Rudolph, is there's a form called the G639. G639. It's a Freedom of Information Act request. You should ask for a copy of your entire immigration file. It's free. G639. You can file it online and tell them you want all immigration paperwork. Tell them to send you everything in your file.
What? Okay, you said a G what?
Yeah, G639. Just remember 6 plus 3 is 9. 639.
You said G6.
G and then it's dash 639. You can get your whole file and tell them you want all immigration paperwork. That's what you put in the form. All immigration paperwork. and then send them.
Okay.
You can fill it out online and have them send it. They'll send you your whole file on a CD, and you can look at it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Thank you very much. I mean, I spoke to one of your associates today, Ellen. Yeah. And then I told her to send me. I sent her a copy of what they sent to me and my response to them. And she said I told her to send it, to email it to you, to you, because I didn't have you.
Maybe I can pull it up.
What was that?
Does your last name start with C?
C? No.
V? How about V?
No.
I don't see it in
You
here.
said D like Delta?
Yeah, the problem is I have somebody that works for me named Rudolph, so all of his stuff's coming up. I can't find you in there. I'll check with Ellen and I'll hit you. I'll get back to you. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy.
All right. Hey, thank you for your good work. Thank you for your good work. I get all the notifications. It keeps me on track.
Awesome. Thanks, Rudolph.
All right.
Bye, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
That was Rudolph. That was a fun call. All right, let's go to Steven. Steven was laughing at old Rudolph. I saw him laughing there.
I was just thinking that was just bizarre. Hey, Jim.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good. So I called you a few weeks ago regarding my case. I don't know if you remembered.
I remember your face. I don't remember your case.
So I had submitted all my documents in August of last year. I got a RFE and I responded in November.
What kind of case?
Could you repeat that?
What kind of case?
AOS.
Okay.
And basically they told me I should have sent in my medical form and I did not send it in. So they're gonna whenever it's my interview, I should bring it. However, you told me to call that number because you said my case has reached farther than anyone else, but I did not get done biometrics or anything else yet. And I called and they said they haven't issued any biometrics out. So, and it's going to 8 months now and I still haven't done any biometrics. And I can't able to work. So what are your thoughts?
It's too early to sue them.
It's too early?
Too early, yeah.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. I think we have to wait a year.
What about writing a letter to the senator or something like that? No?
It didn't help.
Didn't help. I guess they're still backed up.
Yeah, at first it was all on purpose to back up. They wanted to slow it down. But now, hopefully they're going to start moving things faster.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you taking my call.
You got it. We'll see you later. All right. Let's go to Ali. Hey, Ali.
Sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for asking. Now, I do have a question regarding a non-immigrant visa. I'm actually from Iraq, and I'm currently living in Turkey. I did my interview back in August 10th, and I was lucky actually to get it on that time because back then it was like the coronavirus and everything like that. The switch was kind of bad. Now, here's the thing. I did a lawsuit back in the end of February with you guys. And with the interview now, what happened was I did my interview. They gave me like a slip of sheet of papers as a green one is saying like, we need more information. They kept my passport, but they did not actually take my photos because they did ask to bring 2 photos, in case I was approved for a visa. Now they got me on an administration process. I started the lawsuit with you guys, and I was wondering what is the percentage exactly that I might not receive my visa. I know it was delayed since I applied in May, and right now we almost in April. So because they kept my passport, I cannot travel anywhere else. I cannot, in Turkey, you cannot even move from a city to another city. That's how complicated it is.
So
right now
Was it
So
an
right now I'm
H1?
stuck.
Was it an
Go ahead.
H1B or an H1?
No, it was like an F1 visa.
And so, and the embassy in Ankara has your passport?
Passport. Yep. And last time I got in touch with them was like immediately before I got into the lawsuit with you guys, and they told me like all my documents right now is in Washington D.C. So they don't really have any information about whether, you know, how long it will take, you know, if I was approved or denied. They don't have any estimate time at all. So that's why I went with the lawsuit with you guys,
Right.
just to get an answer.
What's the first letter of your last name?
First letter is A. A-L space.
Got it. Hold on.
First name is started with is S-H.
Okay, hold on.
And last time I got contacted by Haley, she told me that they received all the documents from them because they did actually serve the summons to all the attorneys and, you know, the general attorney and the Department of State as well. Last update I got from her like probably like 2 days ago, and she said we just have to wait 6 days for them to respond. We might get any updates, we may not.
When did the defendants get served?
Excuse me, what was that?
When did they all get served?
They got served in March 23rd.
So 6 days ago.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so we just gotta wait. Now they get 60 days to answer, so we just have to wait now.
But do you think that there is any percentage I might be denied after they kept my passport now? That's my question.
There's always a chance, brother.
I totally get it. I hope, like, you know, after all this waiting.
What school are you hoping to go to?
Actually, Knoxville University.
Okay. Okay.
And, you know, the course is only 6 weeks, so I don't know why they got it like too complicated, you know. It's just been like really frustrating, you know. They got me on administration process and they kept my passport. They did not get me any response at all. Every time I get, I'm trying to reach the embassy, they saying pretty much what right now we don't have any, you know, they asked me to submit the DS 5535 form that's back in December 15th. And when I sent it to them, they got me, they sent me an email. They told me like, oh yeah, thank you so much for you sending the form. Now we just gotta wait. And since then, pretty much no answer. That's why I went with the lawsuit.
Got it.
So
right,
yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens, my man.
Okay. Well, I guess thank you so much.
All right, buddy. We'll see ya. All right, let's go to Henry. Hi, Henry.
Jim.
How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Good. What's up?
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Jim. So I've asked a couple of other immigration attorneys about PP 152, the presidential proclamation that is supposed to expire in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like it doesn't apply to people that were present on June 24th.
So which proclamation is this?
That's a proclamation that relates to HLs and I think, yeah, and J's, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of that.
The employment one.
Sorry.
The employment one.
Right, the non-immigrant visa ban,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak.
Yeah.
So you had told me in the past that you would not recommend me to travel to Spain and to get my H-1B stamped on my passport. I suppose that has not changed in the sense that I might have problems to get back in the country or get my passport stamped in the first place, right?
Do you need it stamped right now?
No, but I do have to travel to Spain because my mother's sick, so I would like to see her. So I mean, obviously, it would be great to wait like 6 months or 9 months or more, right?
Yeah.
But given the circumstances,
How are things with COVID in Spain right now?
they are better than in other countries, but it's difficult. It's difficult to say.
Do you know of anybody who's got a visa process there anytime recently?
I do, yeah. But I feel my concern is that each person's circumstances and facts are different,
Yep.
and it's hard to make generalizations to these kind of things, right? So I do have a friend that had spent the summer in Spain, and eventually, when he wanted to come back to America, he went to the embassy. He got his like H-1B stamped again, and he's back in the U.S. now. So I don't know. I mean, I do have an appointment, but my worry is that I'll leave the country and they'll cancel it, right? And this won't be a permanent situation by no means, I don't think. But I might get stuck for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Who knows?
Well, I think your concern is the right one. You're right that not every case is the same, and just because some people are getting visas in Spain doesn't mean you're going to get a visa in Spain. So you're right about that. And this is one of those scenarios that comes up a lot in immigration law, where we say, well, the chance of a problem is relatively small. So let's say there's a 5% chance that Henry goes over there and they either cancel his appointment or they just sit on the visa for 3 or 4 months. That's one possibility. The other, and so it's a 5% chance. But obviously the consequences are severe. If that happens to you, are you going to lose a job? Are you going to, have to pay rent in 2 places? Are you going to, how screwed would you be if you couldn't come back for 4 months? And I think you need to assume that you're not going to be able to come back for 4 months.
Right. You think that's the base case, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a 5% chance, but it's a 4 or 5 month wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I'd say that's probably a fair amount of risk. It's probably 5 to 10%.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jim.
All right, buddy. Good luck. See you, Henry. All right. Last caller of the day. I have to go with Noor. My daughter's name is Noor, and I told her to come on the show today, but she wouldn't come. So instead, I've got Noor on there. Noor, how are you?
Good. How about you, Jim?
Great, buddy. What can I help you with?
Well, my case is a little complicated. I have an old removal order, which is like 6-7 years old, and my wife, she got her asylum approved last year, like 6-7 months ago. And with her lawyer, we decided we can file for I-730 to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided if we get approved on that I-730, we can go ahead and file for BIE to open my removal case and finally adjust my case.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I won a TV lottery for 2021, and some people say I can go ahead and go to third country and pick up my lottery.
No,
but
not with a removal order. You can't.
Yeah, the problem is that I can go ahead to third country and file for waiver, but it takes a lot of time, right?
It could take
And
years.
so my question is, now I filed for I-730. Do I need to wait for that to get approval, or I can go ahead file with BIA?
No, you need to get the 730 approved first, so that you can tell them something new has happened. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a reason to reopen it.
Okay, that's the only chance I have.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the discretion? Is it still live? Prosecutorial discretion.
Prosecutorial discretion doesn't apply to cases that were already ordered removed. They're not gonna use their discretion unless you. The only way you get things moving is to file that motion to reopen.
Okay,
And,
so I need to get my 730 approval.
Yeah.
Then file.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, your lawyer told you what a long shot this whole plan is, right? Like, I hope they didn't talk you into filing the 730 and say, "Oh, just file the 730 and I'll save you." Like, you know that this is a real long shot, right?
Yeah, but he told me I have a really good chance.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Nora. I sure hope it works out, brother.
Yeah. What's the waiting time for that one?
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks so much.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, so that'll do it for this week's show. I may do it on Thursday. I may not. I'm traveling back to St. Louis on Thursday, so probably not. It probably won't be until next Tuesday at noon Central Time. But stay tuned. If I come back early or if I decide to do a pop-up show, I might do on Wednesday. We'll see you then. Bye, guys. Thanks, Nick. Good seeing you, everybody.